This part begins and we see Dongshin Kingdom, Imperial Court. At the same time we see two people, and one of them happens to be Dongshin Kingdom Emperor, Lin Bai. And the second one is physician, Tian Lao. And Tian Lao is telling Lin Bai, reporting to the Lord, the place where the tribulation occurred was the heavenly demonic sect. And Lin Bai says, it's that heavenly demonic sect again. After my son came back from that sect, he lost his spirit and suffered from worries incurable by medicine. He became like a cripple. Tian Lao, contact the Righteous Alliance this instance to discuss the matter of destroying the heavenly demonic sect. But Tian Lao says, but Emperor, the Empress is there. And Lin Bai gets very angry, and he says, what of it? The heavenly demonic sect is located in our Dongshin Kingdom, and now they are becoming more and more powerful. I have always worried that they would replace the Imperial family sooner or later. If they aren't eliminated now, then when? And after this the scene shifts, and we see the same three elders. Who is watching the thunder tribulation? And the old man is saying, there was such a big thunder tribulation. Could it be that the Empress broke through to the God realm? Then the first elder says, the God realm? Not yet. If she had broken through, wouldn't that mean we are going to die if we go to suppress the heavenly demonic sect in 6 months? And the old man says, right, Lu Qingying has no way of becoming a god. How can she break through the God realm? Have you forgotten about the battle of the gods thrown hundreds of years ago? So many Emperor realm experts exhausted their lives trying to become a god, but in the end, they failed down the road of becoming a god and died full of grievance. Then the second elder says, the thunder tribulation was so loud this time, it must have alarmed the whole domain. And hearing this, first the elder is surprised, then he says, what could be the source? Then the old man says, whatever it is doesn't matter, it must have something to do with Luo Qingqing. Now the threat of the Empress is getting even bigger. The heavenly demonic sect must be dealt with as soon as possible. After this the scene shifts and we see Ning Tian and Luo Wuqing, which have now come out. And looking at them the Supreme Elder is thinking, I didn't expect our sect to have such a person. This boy will turn into a sharp weapon in the future, even reaching the God realm. And then Luo Wuqing extends her hand towards Ning Tian. And she tears Ning Tian's clothes with her hands, seeing which Ning Tian gets very surprised. And all the people present at that place are also very surprised. Then Luo Wuqing places her hand on Ning Tian's chest, and Ning Tian coughs and says, cough cough. Honey, isn't that a little inappropriate? So many disciples and elders are watching. And everyone is closing their eyes seeing the actions of Luo Wuqing and Ning Tian. But then Luo Wuqing uses her power, and uses some kind of power on Ning Tian's chest, due to which thunder starts emanating from Ning Tian's body. And Ning Tian feels a lot of pain, he screams loudly. Then he sits on the ground, then says to Luo Wuqing, dear wife you are. Then Luo Wuqing tells Ning Tian, there was still hidden damage left from the thunder tribulation in your body, I helped you with that. And Ning Tian gets surprised after listening to Luo Wuqing and he says, hidden damage? It turns out my wife was worried about me and wanted to help me heal. I'm so touched, I will definitely, wife? But then Luo Wuqing throws Ning Tian in the air with the help of her power, and she says, you talk too much. Then the elder nervously asks Luo Wuqing, Empress, will the patriarch be okay? So Luo Wuqing says, I didn't even use 10% of my strength, he won't die. Then Luo Wuqing stares at all of them and says, no one is allowed to speak of today's events. The ones who spread rumors will be mercilessly killed. Got it? And Luo Wuqing releases her power, realizing that everyone gets scared. And he says, replying to the Empress, we understand. There we see Ning Tian, which is still in the sky and is falling downwards. And he is screaming very loudly, then he falls into the water. Then he comes out of the water, and as soon as he comes out, we see some girls taking bath at that place. And seeing Ning Tian at that place, they all get very worried, wondering who he is? Then Ning Tian is saying, Luo Qingqing, after all, I'm still your husband, you actually threw me so far away. And after hearing Ning Tian's voice, a girl recognizes Ning Tian and calls him patriarch. And this is the same girl whom Ning Tian has met earlier. Then there are many girls also at that place. And one of the girls is saying, Patriarch, why did you come to the hot springs? And Ning Tian is thinking about looking at all those beautiful girls. It's over. My reputation as an upright and proper patriarch will be ruined. And Ning Tian tells those girls, no, that's an accident. Please listen to my explanation. I'm not such a person. Then a girl says, so it turns out the patriarch is a peeping Tom. And Ning Tian gets a little confused after hearing this. Then the girl further says, if the patriarch really wants to see it, we will show you slowly. No need to peep. And this girl is giving an open invitation to Ning Tian. And also all the girls present at this place are saying, Patriarch, let me lose your muscles. And all the girls start moving towards Ning Tian, and Ning Tian gets scared seeing all those beautiful girls coming towards him. And he jumps upwards to avoid the girls, and starts running away from this place. And seeing Ning Tian doing this, the eyes of those girls become moist. And those girls are saying, why did the patriarch leave so fast? Yes, it would have been wonderful to soak into the hot springs with the patriarch. And Ning Tian is running very fast, and he is saying, damn Luo Qingqing. I was almost deemed a perverted peep because of you. And that godly physique, it makes it even more dangerous. And Ning Tian is thinking about those beautiful girls, and at the same time he remembers Luo Wuqing's face, and thinks, fortunately, I didn't cheat just now, otherwise my well-being for the rest of my life will be gone for sure. And as soon as Ning Tian looks ahead, Luo Wuqing appears. And Luo Wuqing says to Ning Tian, did you wash up well? And Ning Tian gets surprised after seeing Luo Wuqing. Then Luo Wuqing asks Ning Tian to follow her, and Ning Tian asks where do we have to go? But Luo Wuqing does not say anything. And after some time, Luo Wuqing has brought Ning Tian to a tunnel, and Ning Tian is looking at this tunnel and saying, I didn't think the sect had such a place. And Luo Wuqing tells Ning Tian, this is the forbidden region of the sect, the heavenly demonic cave, where the spiritual tablets of all previous leaders are. And Ning Tian is surprised to hear this, and he is thinking, why is she telling me this? And Luo Wuqing is thinking, as long as I get the manual for becoming a god, and break through the god realm, the sect will no longer be afraid of any wicked people. Then Luo Wuqing says to Ning Tian, I want you to do something for me. And Ning Tian says, what is it? Then when Ning Tian looks ahead, he is very surprised, because there is a huge statue in front of him. And Luo Wuqing is saying to Ning Tian, I want you to drop some of your blood essence over the stone statue. And Ning Tian gets surprised after listening to Luo Wuqing, and he is thinking, the blood essence represents the cultivator's purest energy. In case of dropping it like this, it's used to control the other person, which requires blood essence. And Luo Wuqing is telling Ning Tian, don't worry, I don't wish to harm you. I would have done so a long time ago if I wanted to. How could you survive until now? And after listening to Luo Wuqing, Ning Tian is thinking, what is she's? This saying is true. If she, a strong cultivator in the Emperor's realm, wants to kill me, even if I have the system, I will still perish. It's unusual for an empress to marry a servant. Now that I am asked by her to do something, it must be important. Does it have to do with the entire sect? And Ning Tian says, okay, I will do it. And Ning Tian is thinking, there is a big power gap between us, so let's see what she wants first. Then Ning Tian starts releasing his blood essence, and he brings his blood essence over his 2 fingers. And use your blood essence. And he applies its blue essence on the forehead of that idol. Due to which light starts emanating from that idol, and the eyes of that idol start glowing. And then a man appears at that place. And he is laughing very loudly, and he is saying, my heavenly demonic sect, I have awakened. And Luo Wuqing and Ning Tian are surprised to see his power. And Luo Wuqing is saying, looking at that man, are you the sect's founder?